Don't forget to check out my Patreon where we have exclusive content such as Camp Zero Base 1, 17's Nana Tour, 17 in the Soup, Finding Stray Kids, Blackpink House, EXO's Ladder, EXO Showtime, A-Pink Showtime, and tons of other content including extra variety shows, K-dramas, animes, and movies. Hey guys, Angie, and today we have the Make It Look Easy documentary, episode 3. I think this one has 4 or 5 episodes, so we will be hopping on into this one. Like I said, I was trying to do a back and forth between doing, like, content that's coming out, along with the documentary, and then the day off, and then I wanted to do continue on with their Lennyverse show, so we're kind of all over the place, but I do have an issue with going around and not, like, I like to just do a variety of things, so it's kind of hard for me to stick to one thing, but I will try to finish this off, so let's hop into the video. I love Unforgiven. I don't care what anyone says. Unforgiven stands unite.
와, 지금 완전 확실감이 왔어.
헐! 진짜 3위 진입했네? 어? 멜론. 어? 3위야.
Wait, who was first and second? When did this come out?
아니에요?
Was it IVE? Maybe it was IVE. Because I remember those 2 albums were so good last year. May 1st. Yeah, I think, or maybe it was IVE. Dreams come true. I got my new glasses, yay! Like I said, no blurring.
인사드릴게요. 둘, 셋. 안녕하세요. 스라십니다.
네, 저희가 드디어 정규 앨범으로 컴백을 해서 이 자리에 서 있는 게 믿기지가 않습니다.
많이
They never really had a proper full album yet, so I hope we get a proper one, because I don't count Unforgiving, because it was just like the 5-member versions of the other song, like the songs from the previous albums. So I am curious to see when they come out with a full album, maybe probably next year, how it's going to sound. Unforgiving. Oh, they were at the VMAs. I haven't reacted to it. But Trixie Mattel, I think it was Trixie Mattel, was like, commented on Taeyeon's Bob, and it was so funny. I don't know if I can say the word. I've never verbalized the word out loud, but she said like, cunty Bob. I was like, yes, Bob Queen. And then Megan Thee Stallion also had a bob, and people were like making memes about that too.
정말 열심히 준비한 정규 앨범이니까요. 많은 사랑과 응원 부탁드립니다.
Unforgiven.
집에 조심히 들어가세요, 여러분. 감사합니다, 와주셔서. 지금까지 스세라핌이었습니다.
What happened? Who's crying? Who's crying? Who's crying? Sakura? Is this Sakura? Oh! Did she have anxiety? From the stage? Being on stage, baby? Or is she just emotional? I'm surprised she didn't go to her members. Who was that? Was that... Can I like fuck off? Like, come on. Oh, I hate that.
네, 인사드릴게요.
Maybe she had anxiety. I have a feeling like I feel like Sakura has performance anxiety, which I think is very common in K-pop. I feel like a lot of idols who it's so hard because we're never gonna like truly know, because so like Mina, Junghyun, Jisung, Songchul, these idols who've been open about their anxiety, like Jisung's is more, I think he said it's like social anxiety. Songchul was definitely performance anxiety. The way she acted here reminded me of Songchul from 17, where it kind of came out of nowhere. Even for him, he seemed surprised by it. He was on stage, and he was also a seasoned idol at that point. So I think people may comment on this moment being like, oh, she's a drama queen or whatever, but I feel like we have to also take into account previous situations with her on Produce 48, which we're watching, and I'm noticing there. She seems to have a bit of performance anxiety as well. But I think hers is from trauma. And I know that's a dramatic word, but I really think people discount the fact of being on a survival show and being ridiculed so much. People like comment on that and being like, oh, well, you should, know better. You should get used to it, like that type of stuff. Which there's always going to be truth to that. Like if you're going into a job, a lot of people are going to be like watching you. You kind of have to make your own boundaries for it. Like Chappelle, how do you pronounce her name? Chaperone? Sorry, I don't know how to say her name. Her situation, people say, well, you signed up for it. I think here, this could be a case of her having that performance anxiety. And I know they're not performing right now, but what, I'm trying to figure out what caused it. Because she came off stage and it seems like they were just talking. And she seemed like nothing happened, but it just like, if you watch the documentary with 17, I think Songchul's was like episode 4 or 3 or something. He was fine. He was performing and something just hit him. And I feel like people don't understand that anxiety can come out of nowhere. I don't know if it's anxiety. I'm going to call it that just because it feels like it is. But if you guys know, especially if if you're older and you're in college and stuff and you study this, I'm wondering what it is. I think it's anxiety. I think she has performance anxiety, which sucks as an artist. Oh, look at Chaewon.
좋아요.
Chaewon seems a bit... This part of it, this isn't their fault. This part of it seems performative. I don't like the whole... Could you move the cameras, please? Don't film our art. I don't know. It just seems very, especially because you're working with them. That part seems performative. That's not her fault. Her part is not. But everything around it, why are you filming this anyways? It's one of those things where I just kind of cringe at it. I'm like, you clearly see the person saying not to film, or I don't know. You know what I mean? It makes me feel icky. It makes me feel gross. The scene is real, but the filming of it feels fake. Don't like it. Don't like it. Could you fuck off and leave her alone? Please. Because it's in other documentaries too, where Jungkook's fainting backstage, or one who's having hyperventilation, and then I was like, please don't film our artist, please, could you move? And then it's they're still filming, and it's so you just said it, but you didn't commit to it. You just said it to look good on the camera. You said it to sound like a good person. But if you really cared and she wouldn't want this filmed, you would, because the documentary like directors and producers work with Hybe. I'm assuming this is like a manager or someone that works with Hybe. So it's like you guys work together, so you can be like, dude, I'm serious. Like, could you actually leave? Like, don't film this. So it doesn't feel sincere on their end. It feels performative. I don't care. I don't trust anyone until proven otherwise. I don't trust that they have good intent. Look at the whole New Jeans thing. I don't trust anything. Like, turn off the camera! Turn it off already. Why? Could you give us a minute? Oh, let me film while I'm walking out. Like, no, turn it off. Why are you just filming you exiting? It's so stupidly dramatic. Like, leave her alone.
이 길을 선택하는 게 뭔가 나는 잘했다 이렇게 생각할 수 있으면 좋겠고 진짜 이렇게 진짜 많이
This is the part that made me like people who kind of defend Hybe and source music and kind of compliment this documentary and feel like this documentary has good intent. I'm like, did you not remember this scene this scene sticks with me. This scene actually like makes me not trust anyone with Sserafim, because anything regarding Sserafim, because this is the one group where it's like proven, like I have actual like video proof of everything, because other groups I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, they don't diet, or like, oh yeah, sure, they're being treated well, but it's like I don't have enough like actual like evidence of the idols saying it, so I can't really. But I use this clip a lot as an example because this is an artist crying for like help, basically. Like, this is her talking to the people who are supposed to be helping them and thinking of them in good light, and being like, we're struggling. She'll say something like, I feel bad, like when they're like talking about like their eating habits and stuff. It's kind of hard to like get the full context because they clearly didn't put everything in. But it was about like struggling with like their body, their dieting, and then those other scenes. It was like her Chaewon talking about like they're struggling and taking counseling and stuff. And it's like, this documentary doesn't make me feel better just because you're showing me. You're not showing me all of it, and then you're feeling brave enough to put it out there that you're basically treating them like crap. And I don't like that. Like, and I do feel like if your artist is like doing this with the cameras on and you're not afraid to show it, that makes me feel worse, because it's like, so this is what you're showing. Imagine what they're not showing. I don't know.
제가 그 마음속에 안에 두 명이
Oh, this was it.
이 정도는 진짜
You're showing me clips of like 2 years ago and showing how she's gotten worse, as if it's like admirable. I don't know,
하면 이 정도로
just to make her relatable, but like help her, please.
제 안에 다른 사람이 계속 사오는 느낌?
Help my girl.
이게 진짜 뭔가 계속 잘 해야 되고 잘 보여줘야 되고 좋은 모습만 보여줘야 된다는 게 너무 무서워.
I genuinely think Sakura needs like a mental health hiatus, because I don't even think she knows what she needs, and I feel like she should maybe take like a month or two off, because I want to see her love herself again. She's been in the spotlight since she was like, what was it, 12? Something like that? And I don't even think she knows what she wants. She's like the same age as me, and she's had like 6 lives. And she's never had her own identity, it doesn't feel like, because she's always adapted to the group she was with. So this is, wait, which era is this? This is still, wait, is this him pitching Unforgiven?
잘 나왔는데 이제 뭔가 감정이 진짜 좀 약간 무서운 느낌이 드는 느낌이 있어요. 예. 여기가 좋은데 전날 톤이 너무 좋았거든요. 힘도 좋았는데
네.
좀 평상시보다 이제 좀 굵게 나오다 보니까 좀 되게 역시나 좀 같이 전반적으로 좀 이게 무겁다고 했잖아요. 좀 그렇게 된 거예요. 그래서 표현은 이렇게 하면 되는데
네.
조금만 더 톤이 좀
Also,
밝을 수
never
있으면
take the recordings like this as like evidence of how well they're treating them, because you have to remember this is how they talk to them with the cameras on, and they know they're being filmed. So just because they're being nice here doesn't mean they're always nice. You know what I mean? Not saying this person's asshole, just like in general, people be like, "Oh, this person's so nice on camera. This is, you know."
그거보다 살짝은 좀 웃으면서 해도 되지 않을까?
Maybe I'm just paranoid, but I think we have a right to be at this
나 그
point.
길을 걸어. 네.
I'm a villain. I'm a villain.
나 그 길을 걸어. 걸어.
뭔가 느낌이 거기서 확 좀
네. 나 그 길을 걸어.
네, 되기 시작했어요.
걸어. 걸어.
잠시만요.
걸어.
뭐로?
나 그 길을 걸어. 나 그 길을 걸어. 걸어. 더 잘 하고 싶은 마음이 컸던 것 같아요. 뭔가 여기서 잘 안 되면 지금 있는 팬들이 놓칠까봐 그때 컴백쇼를 같이 봤잖아요, 영화관에서. 팬분들이랑 같이. 그래서 보고 있었고 당연히 봤는데도 보면서 연습하던 했을 때는 잘했던 부분들이 잘 못 보여줘서 그냥 저한테
It sounds like performance
진짜 더
anxiety.
열심히 해야겠다라는 생각 들었고 저도 제대로 보니까 속상하기도 했고 뭔가
It's like a bit of
너무
reality.
미안하기도 했고 일단 미안한 감정이 제일 컸던 것 같아요. 그래서 이 감정이 제일 큰데 이 상태로 팬분들 앞에 쓰면서 지금 울고 싶은데 웃어야 되는 상황이 너무 약간 힘들었어요, 저한테는.
End of the promotions. Okay. So this is after. Oh, is this where she cries? I think this was like in the trailer or something, or maybe it was already posted and people were putting clips.
나 진짜 그래서 너무 소름 돋았다. 잘 살았어. 어떻게 잘 지냈니?
네.
뭔가 얼굴은 좀 더 좋아진 것 같기도 하고.
네. 오늘은 그 원래 시그 있었는데 비가 너무 많이 와서 취소돼서 숙소에서 자다 오고.
잘했네. 잠이 보약이요. 그래가지고 일단 우리 시간이 없고 오랜만이고.
네.
She has been a while. Okay.
고생 많았다. 되게
뭔가
꾸미는 게 많으신 것 같아. 근데 일단 들어갈 때는 한번 불러봐.
Okay, before she says anything, here's my repetitive rant about why Sakura wasn't. I'm just truly still lost on this aspect of it. One, Sakura seems to have like a lower voice, and she's always seems to be put into groups where she has to sing high. Maybe not a lower voice, but she clearly, like, the songs are clearly out of, like, her range. And the difference here is Hybe knew of Sakura because she's already debuted. So you know her voice, you know how she sings. Why'd you put her in a group? And they're all like, oh, we had this whole group planned. Like, we had an idea for them already. Like, we had, like, they did the whole, like, pitch thing when they were showing the girls in the previous documentary a couple years ago. Like, how the group was going to be. Like, you're powerful, fearless people, literally. And it feels like the world's sabotaging her because you're putting her in groups. And then in IZ*ONE, like, I guess you could say it was voted, but we all know it was rigged, and they were clearly pushing Sakura to be in the group because since episode 1, she was given, like, huge storylines, like Hanbin, like, probably Kang Daniel, like all this other, like, there's always, like, the one person the show clearly wants to be in the group, so they give them a lot of screen time from episode 1. Like, if someone has, like, a lot of screen time in episode 1 and 2, you know the show wants them, and they're gonna get in the group no matter what. Like, Johan produced X101, and I just don't understand why push for this person if their voice can't? Because I feel like my question was always like, why isn't she better? Because if we had like 3 years between, or like 2 years between Aizwan and the Sserafim, why wasn't she working on that part? Because she's clearly already a good enough dancer, so why didn't she work on the vocals? I guess the argument could be she did, and maybe she just can't, like, it's just not in her. She just can't sing the way they want her to. And then because you're giving her work she can't get better at, it's going to, of course, discourage her. Because it's like a thing like in Boys Planet and stuff where they give them like this high-ass song for the signal song and half of them can't sing it. And it's not because they all suck. They can't all be bad singers. It's because you keep giving them songs out of their range or they're rappers and you're making them sing this high song. And I'm like, work with the artists you have. Sserafim don't have a huge range. 3 of them don't have that. So why don't you give them songs that are still singing? Don't make them talk. Don't make them rap. Give them, like there's plenty of Western artists, like Troye Sivan and stuff like that, like, who don't have a big range, but their songs are still good and melodic. I don't understand. They're sabotaging her. I do think, so, like, I don't get how, like, she went backwards, though, and I think it's Hybe, because Hybe doesn't have great singers, to be honest, like, or they do, but as I've said in the other episode, I'm pretty sure I said it in the other episode, a lot of the Hybe groups, like, have to, like, do their own lessons and, like, make way for their own lessons. So, they have to, like, do extra work on their own, which sucks because it should just be part of company protocol. But it seems like that it's not. So I'm wondering, I hope the company doesn't go like, oh, they're just haters, like, you're fine, because yes, they're haters, but let's be honest, they're not. Like, Sakura's not great, and I think it's just like the company should put forth effort instead of maybe dismissing it, so I'm hoping they did that. But then again, the comeback doesn't show any vocal skills being better. It seems like they kind of just didn't sing. But maybe some of that was recorded before, so let's see. I'm just curious going forward how this is going to change.
왜 이렇게 자신이 없어졌어? 그냥 멈ใจ하면서 여기 꽂아야지. 야왜? 아이고. 맘대로 안 돼, 막.
그냥
She's like, you're giving me a song that's too high. I'm like, yeah, I know, same. Poor thing. But this is after, and she already had her anxiety from the press conference, so yeah, it's just built up. And she's being faced with it right now.
그리고 뭔가 사람 앞에서 소리 내는 게 너무
Yeah, literally anxiety. Like, help my girl. Why was she still performing after this? Give her a break. She's like, I'm not a counselor, I'm just a vocal trainer.
응.
좋아하게
좋아하고 싶다.
Oh, we're the same person. She lost the love for the music. I also think, did she ever... People say, oh, well, she kept being an idol because she likes to sing. I'm not gonna lie, I wonder if it's a comfort thing. Not in the sense, because she's clearly not comfortable singing, but she's been doing this since she was a kid. It's like a safety net. It's like, I'm wondering if she's also scared of, what if she isn't a singer, then what does she do? Because, like, think about it. Like, there's plenty of people who stay at their same job because they have nowhere else to go. There's plenty of people who do the same work they do their whole life because it's all they have. And I feel like, I'm wondering if Sakura is also like that. Like, this is, like, at the end of the day, this is her job. And it's all she's known. She didn't go to school. She didn't go to college. Well, I don't think she did. Let me know. She doesn't have anything else after. I guess she could go be an actress, because she was an actress, but that's, like, maybe. Like, if she's able to continue doing that. So it could also be, like, this is all she knows. And there's also probably anxiety about that. Like, oh, this is all I know. I don't know what else to do, but now I hate singing and I'm scared to do it. And it's like all this anxiety probably building in her. And everyone's hating her for not doing well at the only thing she knows how to do.
진짜 꾸라는
So I wonder if it's also that.
훨씬 더 좋은 모습과 앞으로도 더 나는 좋아질 거야 라는 그 기운이 너한테 나는 되게 느껴진단 말이야. 그게 너가 노래를 하든 예능을 하든 너란 사람 자체에서. 그게 되게 멋있다고 느껴.
I don't know. I feel like she's scared.
너의 삶을, 너의 멘탈을 뒤흔들 정도로 중요한가? 결국 중요한 건 너잖아.
전 진짜
I love her hair.
왜 아이돌을 했었을지 모르겠어요. 그지? 그지라기보다는 뭔가 그러면 진짜 팬분들이 서운할 것 같은데 제가 아이돌 하는 게 잘못된 선택이었다라는
No,
거거든요.
see, I don't know. I think this is all she knows. Which is not a wrong thing. Like, I'm like, some idols are just idols because they need the money. Some idols are just idols because they like to be on TV, and that's like the easiest way to probably do that. Like, there's no like wrong answer because being an idol is its own thing. It's different than saying you want to be a singer. Like, it's a whole different thing. I do think she enjoys entertaining people and she enjoys being in front of the camera. I don't know if she enjoys actually like singing or dancing. And I feel like she's at a mixed role of like accepting that and being okay with that. Because like I said, that's totally fine.
아이돌이 진짜 제가 제일 잘하는 직업이었을까? 라는 생각? 뭔가 잘못됐을 때나 실수할 때나 뭔가
Think of like all the actors who were kids who just stopped acting. It's because they never really liked doing it. This is all they knew.
했어도 됐을 텐데 라고 생각할 때가 있어요. 어둡나? 사람들이 뭘 얘기해도 제가 제일 설레고 재밌고 행복감을 느낄 수 있는 거는 이 직업인데 그거를 내가 잘 못하고 재능이 없으니까 포기를 하고 의심 가지는 건 아닐 수도 있다 싶었어요. 원래 그런 생각이 없었는데 많은 애기들이 들으면 그런
Yeah, I feel like she enjoys the entertaining part. Like she enjoys making people smile when she's on stage.
하고 있는 게 대체
Well, a lot of people suffer and cry for what they love, so like she wouldn't be this hell-bent on it if she didn't enjoy it at least. Like you wouldn't cry over something you didn't care about. Is the next is like each episode centered around someone? Because last time was Yoonjin, the first one was Eunchae, this one's Sakura, but I think there's only 4. Do my biases not get one? Oh. Dang, with this song playing in the background too.
나도 너네가 그냥 내가 처음
Ugh,
연습생
sorry, I don't like her.
했던 애들.
I know you guys love her, I don't like her.
그때부터 어렸을 때부터 내가 같이 했지 막 이런 게 아니라 나는 정말로 너네가 멋있어. 대단하다고 느껴. 나는 말하잖아. 내가 아이돌 하라 그러면 못할 것 같다고. 나는 춤 하나 추는 것도 이렇게 스트레스를 받는데 너네는 춤도 추고 노래도 불러야 되고 얼굴도 신경 써야 되고 걸을 때도 신경 써야 되지. 걷는 것도 신경 써야 되지. 자세도 신경 써야 되지. 말투도 신경 써야 되지. 뭐 SNS도 마음대로 못하지. 밖에도 못 돌아다니고 아무것도 못하잖아. 니네 마음대로 할 수 있는 게 아무것도 없잖아. 솔직히 말해. 당연한 거지만. 그런 걸 보면 대단해.
내 또래 다른 분들의 삶은 어떨까?
Yeah, it's pretty
저렇게 살면
boring.
어떤 기분일까라는 생각도 들고 되게 그런 것도 있는 것 같아요. 그런 막 재밌게 엄청 즐기는 모습들을 보면은 나도 저렇게 내 청춘을 한번 즐겨보고 싶다라는 생각도 들었던 것
See,
같아요.
I think what this isn't one of those, oh, they're lucky because they're rich and stuff. Because like I said, I am very defendant of these girls and idols and their freedom. Like, trust me, probably more than I should be because they do have more privileges than us. But it's crazy how many idols are like thinking because we're not in front of cameras and stuff all the time that we're free. I don't think anyone's really free or has freedom, and I don't think everyone's like enjoying their youth. Maybe like really rich people who don't have to get jobs and like worry about things. But like the average Korean, let alone like the average young adult in the world, but like they live in Korea, is probably struggling just as much with their struggles of freedom. And if I lived in Korea, where there's like all that stuff happening right now and in general, but like, and like struggling, and because colleges there trash and they're struggling with all that stuff. I mean, if you're watching any Korean news and stuff, you know what's happening. Like, I'd be like, am I crazy? Am I supposed to be? Is everyone else enjoying their youth except me? Like, I don't know. Let alone like in America where we're having lots of like, most of us still live with our parents. We can't find a job, can't find a house, can't do anything. It's like we're all just kind of stuck. I'm like, no one's really enjoying their youth. Like, if they weren't idols, they would just be struggling in other ways. But they, perspective, they don't know that. So I do think they're a bit like when people say, oh, idols aren't as sheltered and like secluded as you think. I'm like, I feel like they really are. Like, I feel like they probably are. I feel like they have no self-awareness of like what's going on
같아요. 항상
in the
들었던
world.
것
Because
근데
I mean,
또
even when they're not performing
생각해보면은
and stuff, they're probably
그분들은
like not doing a lot
저희의 삶이 또
in sense of news and stuff.
그래서 저희를 보면서 저렇게 살아보면 어떨까라는 생각도 드시는 분들도 있을 테고 그래서
It's
되게
perspective.
그냥 다 똑같을 것 같다라는 생각이 들더라고요.
It's just different ways of
각자의
it.
힘듦이 있고,
We have like personal
뭐 때문에
freedom.
힘든지는 다 다르지만 각자의 힘듦이 있고.
Exactly. They have financial freedom to some extent and like they get to travel and stuff. But then they can't really date properly or have certain friendships stuff and their own autonomy. They don't really have that either. But then we have like our regular jobs that are struggles and
나오셨어요? 네.
I want to be Chaewon's umbrella man. Okay, so we are getting Chaewon here. Okay. Interesting. Is that an IV drip? Not an IV drip. I don't know what it's
중요한
called.
것들
Maybe.
찍을 거야. 이 뮤직비디오 가장 중요한 것들을 먼저 이렇게 찍다가 가장 안 중요한 것들을 뒤쪽에 놔두고 이거는 날린다라는 생각까지도 하고 있는 거예요.
찍어야죠.
이건 근데
뭔 이유가 그건데.
맞지. 근데 너무 알지만 그래도 너무 걱정도 되고 만약에 내 또 몸이 계속 이 유지가 될 가능성이 높잖아요. 근데 그러면 헬기장 안무
I
씨는
wonder what's wrong.
과감하게 날려야
She's sick?
있을 것 같아요. 그러니까 근데 이제 이거는 당연히 의지는 너무 알고 이렇게 얘기해 주실 것도 저는 이미 알고 있었지만
우리한테
Are we actually gonna tell someone no for once?
맞아.
진짜 아닌 것 같아.
얘기를 해.
Don't, I'm trust her.
알겠습니다.
Okay, well, I'm not saying that then.
사람들이나 사람들을
I
보면
heard-
너가 막 그런 마음 때문에 혹시라도 그럴까봐도 이제 얘기를 하는 거야. 부담 갖지 말고 얘기를 해줘야 된다죠.
I don't know if they do the part, but I notice often they'll put clips in all K-pop documentaries where it's like, no, but I want to do it. I want to do it. And then they're like dying. And then they're like, we're not pressuring you. You don't have to. But like, let us know. But like, really, it's fine. But I'm like, don't give them that option. This is the one thing where I'm like, just say no to them. Like, they need a no. These idols need no's because throughout their whole trainee life, even probably as kids, even at school, everyone makes them listen to the adults. That's literally part of the Korean culture. You listen to your higher ups, you listen to the people older, you listen to your teachers, your choreographers, your producers, your directors, your managers, your CEOs, and you're conditioned to pushing past pain because that is glamorized in Korea. That is glamorized in Asian culture. That is like romanticized. It's like you have to endure the pain. And they're telling them, this is like probably the one time they're like, oh, you don't have to endure the pain. It's like, you know they're going to say yes. I'm really hoping they told her no. I wish they would just tell her no right now. She may feel guilty about it, but sometimes telling them no and telling them, because it's always yes, yes, yes. Do this, do this, do this. Endure the pain and do this. But they need a no. Sometimes you need to step in and be like, you're not doing this. I don't care. This is for your benefit. You're going to feel guilty about it, but it's going to be better later because you get to properly rest. And I feel like she's going to do it. And it's going to be like, oh, good job. Like, she went through the pain. Let's see though. You know how many times on survival shows someone's in pain and sick, probably throwing up beforehand, and it's like, oh, but they did it. Or, oh, they didn't get it, and they had to go through all that for no reason.
뮤직비디오만 딱 사람들이 봤을 때 제가 아픈 건 아무도 모르고 그러니까 딱 뮤직비디오 봤을 때
See, I don't think that's good, though. That doesn't make me feel good, knowing she's sick in the music video I enjoyed. Like, do idols think we... Because I guess people do applaud it. They're like, wow, they're so brave. Look at what they did when they were like dying inside. And I'm like, no, now I just feel bad watching that.
하죠. 근데 그때 딱 느끼긴 했던 것 같아요. 뭔가 쉽지 않구나 이런 느낌.
And I know we go to work when we're sick, we go to school when we're sick, but like, we're not being applauded for it, you know? We're not... It's not like the same.
힘들다 이렇게 말을 할 수 있는데 그걸 이제
And it makes me sad. This sweet girl is just like conditioned to think that way.
뭔가
Like, you're not weak.
된것 같아서
그냥 반짝여서 뭔가 나 저렇게 그냥 멋있으니까 저런 거 하고 싶어가 아니라 진짜 저럴 각오가 돼 있는 사람들이 하는구나를 느껴, 너네를 보면서. 세 번째잖아 지금 불안은. 이걸 3번 경험하는 거잖아. 그걸 보면서 진짜 난 미쳤다고 생각할 정도로 대단해.
I just think it's insane.
일반인의 삶이 부러울 수도 있고 그들의 삶에 뭔가 스며들고 싶을 때도 있고 경험을 해보고 싶을 때도 있지만 그러면서 다시 너네가 이거를 해야겠다라고 생각이 드는 건 너네 선택인 거잖아. 그런 선택이 나는 멋있다고 생각해. 너희가 이 직업에 관한 거 말고는 너네가 평상시 생활에서 뭔가 스스로 놓치는 게 되게 많잖아.
근데 어려운 것 같아요. 뭔가 사람이 안 갖고 있는 걸 부러워하고 원하잖아요.
True.
그래서 저희도 뭔가 와 나도 거기서 대학생으로 친구들이랑 이렇게 연예인 같은 거 보고 행사 같은 거 보러 가면 진짜 재밌겠다 싶기도 하는데 근데 반대로 대학생들은
Where are the celebrities who has, yeah,
것들도 있을 거고
who has the people who come to the
대학생들도
shows?
대학생들만에 있는 고민도 있을 거고 뭔가 그냥 사람이 내가 안 갖고 있는 걸 보면 부러워하는
I feel
것
like
같아요.
college is such a weird glamorized thing. It's like, I wish I could go to college and like hang out. I'm like, do people think that's what college is? Like college is just your college is literally just school. You want to go to school.
또 다른 부러움이 있을 거고 또 다른 고민이 있을 거고.
I think it's the glamorization in their head of like hanging out with friends and stuff. I feel like most people aren't doing that
좋네.
because they haven't done it, so they don't know.
하루하루 재밌게 즐겁게 사는 게 목표예요. 요즘은.
I hope she actually has.
저를 응원해주시는 분들은 다현이 제가 잘하고 있는 모습 보면 다현이 좋지만 제가 뭔가 힘들어하면서도 열심히 살고 있는 그 삶을 보고 있는 거 아닐까 싶어요. 이제는 처음에는 뭐 다양한 이유들이 있었겠지만 뭔가 오래 응원을 해주시는 분들은 뭔가 제가 이렇게 앞으로 어떻게 살아가는
Well, I got to know her through the Sserafim,
힘듦을
so I'm one of those people.
버티고
And then I see her in nice one now.
그런 거를
I don't know what my first impression of her was, besides being pretty, of course, you know, like a visual. I think I did like her voice.
그렇지. 그렇게 밴딩이
But I think
있는데
they used her voice differently in the beginning.
그렇지. 내려갈게요.
I don't remember. Maybe I'll go watch my old reactions and see what I actually thought.
입 크게 벌려놓고 시작할게요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
누구라고요?
안녕하세요. 사쿠라입니다.
맞아요.
Is she just kind of like freshening her
발음이 어렵지 않아.
pronunciation? Which I feel like people will be like, shouldn't you know it by now? But I feel like if you weren't born with that, you have to refreshen it. I have the same Yoshi as her.
뭔가 나는 잘했다 이렇게 생각할 수 있으면 좋겠고. 그래도 나는 아이돌을 하고 있을 때가 제일 행복하고 아이돌을 하려고 했던 게 너무 후회 없이 잘했던 것 같아. 선생님? 아니야. 팬이 돼줘서 고마워.
Dang, Luncheon got a whole like part here. Like, I hope she got to see this and see how she's basically in the video.
그럼 팬이야? 나 좋아해? 날 어떻게 알지? 8살이? 신기하다. 저는 그 생각을 했어요. 내가 이렇게 뭘 위해서 이렇게
I
열심히
feel like there's like
하는
squeeze
걸까?
Chaewon in here. I feel like she has not
뭘
fit the
위해서
linear
이렇게
story of this
열심히
video.
하는
It's really funny to me.
돈일까 아니면
Because we went back to Sakura. I was like, oh, okay.
사랑일까 아니면 뭐 나의 그 욕심일까?
I think it could be all
그런
three.
생각을 했었는데
I do not care if someone's an idol for money. I'm like, I respect it. As you're probably not going to make a lot,
모습이 있기
but
때문에 욕심이
I respect it.
생기기도 하고 그리고 뭐 사랑받는 게 너무 좋고 계속 사랑을 받고 싶은
that I respect her saying that. I feel like people would see that as like selfish or self-centered. But I'm like, yes, I love loving you. So like, who is this random girl though? Like, who is this?
사랑받으면 그냥 기분이 좋은 것 같아요.
Trailer? Is the next one Kaza? They didn't put a little trailer thing. I hope the next one is Kaza, because like that's what I'm saying. I don't care if it's dramatic. I just want her to get helped. Because I'm kind of scared. Oh, I don't want to be dramatic. I just hope she gets help. And, you know, call me dramatic. I don't know. Like, as someone who has a lot of anxiety, and I can't afford the appointments and counseling. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. She can. I'm like, they're in a building, you see the signs, there were people around her. I'm just really scared of a lot of things. And there are certain idols where I just see signs of like not good things and companies not, you know, I'm tiptoeing around things. You know what I'm talking about. And I just want them to actually get help. Like, I don't want something to go terrible and, and escalations and, like, please get her proper. I don't mean counseling. That is, no, therapist. Medication if she needs it. Get her on it. Give her a break. She's been working since, how old was she? She was like a little kid in a video that I saw. Like, this girl is not okay. 13. I don't know if that's this age or whatever, but 13. And that's when she debuted. I don't know when she, like, if she was training before that. Joined in a trainee. Okay, so she was 13. Okay. So, yeah, like, that's not healthy too. In no world do I think that's healthy. I don't care if other people have done it. I don't care whether this person did it. Oh, this person's been an actor so long. They're fine. But Sakura is showing signs of deteriorating. I can't speak because I'm gonna get emotional. And it's very scary to see it. And she's verbalizing how many times she has been on stage despite wanting to cry. Like, she's telling us, sometimes I'm on stage smiling and I want to cry. When? How many times? Like, and now I'm just thinking all the time when she's on stage, like, oh, is she actually happy? Yes, any idol could do that. Many probably have. But she's telling us, and I think that's completely different. If she's, like, telling us this, she's at a level of, like, breaking. She's crying on camera. She's saying she doesn't feel happy singing. She's telling us one thing and then telling us another. I don't know which one's the current one. Clearly, she's going back and forth with this. Yes, in that clip, she's saying, I don't love singing anymore. And then in the next clip they're showing us, she's saying she loves being an idol. Two can be true at once. She could be feeling back and forth on it. That's very normal. But what happens if, like, one time it's the I don't know singing thing and she's being attacked and deteriorated from the outside and, like, no one's there to catch her when she falls, to put it in a very subtle manner. Like, I just don't, like, we need her to, like, build her confidence because it's very dangerous to be having these feelings and then having to pretend you're not, and then having to act like everything's fine, and in the public eye. Like, yes, everyone goes through it, but, like, there's layers here that aren't, I don't know. But let me know what you think. Call me dramatic, I don't know. I'd rather be honest about this and not pretend like, oh, I'm so happy she got better at the end, and then, like, I'm just putting my guard up because I don't want to pretend like I'm not concerned because that doesn't do anyone any better. So, like, if I'm dramatic, I'd rather be dramatic and be honest than pretend I'm, like, not, and then, like, I don't know. Like, also for anyone who's like, oh, you were just hating their album last time. I'm like, I love them. Just because I didn't love their last album doesn't mean I don't care about them. If anything, the fact I didn't love their last album, it just shows I'm being honest. And that, hey, I'm here for the next one. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's just an album. Who cares? I will listen to their other albums, like I said before. Plus, I have some of their songs on my playlist from that album. And some can grow, so. But alas, that is it. Check out Patreon for Bruce 48 videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Wise men say It's really good to be holding wine, oh baby. Oh, like a legal flow, 살랑거리며